Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now, today's episode, we're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So, on the docket for today, a lot to get to in the travel space. We have old Bilt rewards mistakenly sending some folks to collections. We'll see how that plays out. Bank of America upgrading their travel portal. American Airlines upgrading the executive card. And, of course, Marriott and their love triangle between Chase and American Express all extending the partnership and with some hints at potential card refreshes. So, of course, if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will lead off with a quick hit. We've been tracking this one for quite some time. Updates from the Capital One Discover merger. We know cards have officially been moving over from Discover's portal to Capital One's, just keeps it all in one place. We've also seen them move over Capital One cards to the Discover Payment Network. Now, we're seeing something that could be a little bit helpful, and that is the ability to move credit limits between Discover and Capital One cards. So I saw this over on Reddit. So again, just like a user data point here, but I don't see why they would make this up. So again, credit line reallocation between Discover and Capital One is now available. So for a while now, you could move credit. You could move credit between Capital One cards, I believe. But of course, now that it's all basically one issuer, you've got Discover in the mix to make sense. I think it could be somewhat helpful, if you've got to put a lot of spend on a Venture X perhaps, or something like that. For me, I know Discover gave me 10 grand on my Discover cash, which is just unnecessary given the purpose of the card. So not much more to say about that. A helpful feature if you want to get in there and mix around some credit limit. Now, something that was definitely not too helpful is old Bilt rewards. Now, mistakes definitely do happen in transitions and product rollouts, as we've talked about, but I've never seen anyone burn through all their goodwill faster than Bilt rewards. So this time around, I think last week or a week ago, the report came out that some cardholders were mistakenly sent to collections. The wording they'll use that you'll see is reported to credit agencies for delinquent accounts. Basically just means now. So I guess sent to collections is a bit strong because that would be a little bit later. But it was reported to your the credit agency that you had missed some payments. So now it looks like Bilt has a resolution out, some points to offer you if this was you. So we'll take a look at their statement now. So hi, insert name here. We just removed it for whoever posted this. We were notified that a small number, it's always a small number of individuals with a beta Bilt MasterCard issued prior to the launch of the Wells Fargo card in March of 2020 were incorrectly reported to the Credit Bureau TransUnion for delinquent balance from a third-party card servicer. It's always a vendor's problem. They do name them again. After discovering the issue, we promptly contacted the vendor to fix it. As of Monday, August 3rd, all implicated accounts have been corrected. No action is needed. Updates should reflect on your credit report within 3 business days. So again, if you're using a financial aggregator app, it could take a little bit longer. If we skip down to the bottom here, we apologize for the inconvenience that this has caused and will deposit 2,500 Bilt points in your account. For patience, if you have any questions or if this is temporary information mismatch needs to be addressed with another institution, if you attempted to apply for a new credit card between the 31st and August 6th, please reply directly to this email. We're happy to work with the other institution to help however we can. That'll be interesting to see what they'd actually do. So ideally, if you would apply for, I don't know, a city double cash or something, and you were denied because they're like, whoa, your credit report sucks. We're not going to give you, a credit line because you just missed a payment. I wonder what they would do. Would they write you a letter? How would you get it to the bank? There's a lot there that would be hard to figure out. Banks are not really known for wanting to talk to individuals. I guess you could try to call it recon, but not all places have recon. So hopefully that wasn't too many people. I don't know, 25 points seems fine, I guess. It's like, what, $25 if it was a cent per point, depending on how you want to redeem them, since they jumped on it quick enough and took action. Again, it's really more so the fact they've just kind of burned through all their goodwill than anything else. These things kind of happen. So if it was you, let us know down below. But again, it looks like it was some of the older cards, the beta cards, and that was back before the Wells Fargo deal, so maybe those folks have long since abandoned as well. So anyways, there you go. Now, if you want to travel and you don't like Bilt, maybe you weirdly enough want to travel with Bank of America, who, as I'm a big Bank of America fanboy, I've always looked at Bank of America as cash back unless you want to go with the Alaska Airlines cards. Well, they took that personally because they are now upgrading their travel portal. So I'll put this on screen, then I'll see if I can click around in the portal on my side and put that up on screen for you as well. But so again, what you have here from the notice is key points from Bank of America. Enhanced Travel Center powered by Rocket Travel by Agoda features more than 500,000 properties worldwide, flights from over 170 airline partners, ground transportation through more than 170 car rental companies, and over 400,000 activities. Think of all the fun you could have. New platform features, improved search tools, expanded booking options, including the ability to mix and match airlines for departure and return flights. Clients enjoy more comprehensive hotel property details, including images, amenities, and reviews. I mean, the images just seems like it's kind of like it would be par for the course, but okay. There's some quotes here as well. As travelers seek meaningful experiences, ways to maximize their rewards, their Enhanced Travel Center provides a more flexible and comprehensive way to manage travel. Cool. So, I believe the doctor wrote this is the same back end that Cities is on. So if you like City, well, then you'll like this as well. For me, again, to use a travel portal, there's supposed to be some type of benefit. Which say what you will, and I say a lot of negative things about, the Chase cards these days and the American Express cards, but the benefit right now going through their portals is, you get the potential of FHR, or there's another one, but the FHR actually gives you some decent benefit. The collection for American Express, those are the two. You actually get benefits. Chase, they have the edit as well, that you can get some benefits for as well. Of course, there's credits to try to push you to them. And Chase, again, does a decent job of at least saying, hey, like all of our core cards get 5% back when booking travel through the travel portal. I would like to see Bank of America go one step farther. Now, some travel portals are rarely used, but premium rewards elite card holders do receive 1.25 cents per point when redeeming through the travel portal, which does match the old Sapphire Preferred method. So if you have that card, it could make a little bit more sense to get something extra, a little extra. I simply think we've seen others do. Again, I almost don't want to give them a compliment, but if you're going to go through travel portals, the reason is to get something extra. And this is cool, but who also has a lot of pictures of hotel properties and amenities? Booking directly. So, it's good that they upgraded it. Investment in your platform is good, essentially, since I've killed Bank of America multiple occasions for having very terrible, very outdated user interfaces and things of that nature. So, all that to say, long story long, I hope they continue to add more to this, because right now, again, I like Bank of America because I see them as cash back. Yes, they do have some travel cards, but then they're still, I think, more travel cards for people who want cash back travel and that stuff. So it would be nice to see them take another step with their travel portal like the Chases and American Expresses. Give me a benefit to booking through there. If not for that, I just don't really see why you'd want to go through the hassle. Booking directly is often more convenient. Now, speaking of booking directly, perhaps you're going to book some American Airlines flights directly. There's no better card, perhaps, than the American Airlines Executive Card. If you remember, that's their flagship card, of course, with Citibank. But that's the card, if you remember back in the day, if you had it, it was like $450, but you would have like 10 authorized users for free. I want to say it was free. And then each one of those guys with an authorized user card could get into Admirals Club. So people, like, the card itself is like so, but getting 10 people into Admirals Club, I don't even know 10 people. But you could effectively get your entire family in. And there's like the only lounge network you really could. Everyone else has been so uptight about passes and spend to get in. That's since been killed. They refreshed the card, and now they're refreshing the card again. That's where we're going with this. So let's take a look at this card, see what's changed. Has it gotten any better, any worse? I'll let you decide. So here you have it. So the annual fee was $595. It is now $695. We can just call it $700. There is a bunch of other coupons. So $500 credit for American Airlines vacation packages. It's paid out twice a year, $250 first half of the year, and then $250 in the second half of the year. Omni Hotels. I don't know anything about Omni Hotels, but that is a new deal. So you're going to get champion status. It sounds cool, champion status. I didn't look into it too much. Omni Hotels free night credit, must complete an eligible stay of 2 nights first. Avis President's Club status. $10 monthly Grubhub credit has been eliminated, so not really, I don't care about that one. Loyalty bonus points after loyalty point threshold, so 10,000 points after 50,000 earned, that's the same. 10,000 after 90,000 earned, that's the same, but there's two new tiers. 10,000 after 165,000 points earned, and another 10,000 after 240,000 earned. $15 Lyft credit after you complete 3 Lyft rides that month. That moved up $5. It was $10. I think that's just really annoying and petty, but okay. It is now a MasterCard Legend. It was World Elite before this, so we really don't have that many Legend cards, so that's could be nice, I guess. I think Visa Infinite's probably a little bit better still. American Airlines 25% in-flight discounts is replaced with $100 in-flight and Admirals Club credit. Card multipliers, 12 back on eligible hotels and car rentals booked through American Airlines. It was 10 originally. 4 back on American Airlines purchases and 1 back on all other purchases. So that's kind of a rundown of the things that have changed. Overall, I don't really know what the extra $100 is for. I think it's just a sign of the times where, I mean, if you look at flagship cards, which we're going to talk about in a second with Marriott and, their extension next, it's just $700, $800 is the new tier for flagship cards, really. And I think that's what they saw, and they said, why not us, there's not really a whole lot to say about it. Honestly, I don't know these. I mean, if you like coupons and credits, then you're going to be okay. I think they could have made it a lot easier. Again, if the $500 credit isn't just vacation packages and this $500 for off of American, or even $300, like a travel credit, I think you could be talking about something, but it really just depends. I've never met anyone who's used an airline travel vacation package before. And even then, the $250 split is kind of still annoying and ticky-tacky to me. The $15 Lyft credit, even if you like them, I mean, to have to take 3 rides first to get it, that's really the problem. I think there is a way to make these coupon books manageable and not awful, but, then it kind of breaks the service because it's not really hard to look at it and just say, well, I'm just going to use these hyper specifically and then not give them any other money. So I get it. Same time, I don't really see anything here that is better. I mean, sure, there's a little bit better on the multipliers, but again, we kind of covered booking directly and things of that nature. So I'm not overly impressed, but hey, maybe our last story from American Express, Chase, and Marriott's Love Triangle will do that. So there was a Marriott earnings call for Q2 a little while ago, and as they do, I'm convinced they do it on purpose. They sort of I believe this is the CEO, where we're going to hear from president, CEO, and director. He's got a lot of titles, but had a few quotes in there that were pulled up front and center. So we'll take a look at those and see, and then overreact, I suppose, to bring us home. So Anthony Capano, president, CEO, and director, announced that Marriott has renewed its card partnerships with both Chase and American Express. He said specifically, I am also pleased to announce that we recently executed new long-term agreements for our co-branded credit card programs in the U.S. with our valued, long-standing marketing leading partners, JP Morgan Chase and American Express. Can anyone just talk like a person ever? Refreshed card products, the benefit of the loyalty program and our fees from our new U.S. co-branded card deals is expected to build over time as new and refreshed U.S. card products with new cardholder benefits are introduced, supporting anticipated growth in new account and cardholder spend. There was one other here: increased hotel owner reimbursement for awards. As we covered a while back, the Marriott property owners have never really been happy with the change in loyalty programs. Basically, their argument is that back in the day, the primary way to earn points was through hotel stays. Now you could almost argue that's the worst way to earn points. That may be just generic spend. The easiest way to earn points is to sign up for these intro offers. As you know, things of that nature move points from other cards, none of which really benefits the property owner, because you're just showing up when you have a pile of points to redeem or an award night, and they're not really getting anything for that, or getting nearly as much as if you were just, paying in cash to stay there. So that's what I believe we talked about that a week or two ago, but so we're all talking the same thing. So, what did they say about that? At the beginning of the year, we lowered loyalty and charge-out rates across our global system by roughly 5% to what we believe are the lowest in the industry across all chain scales. In addition, earlier this year, we enhanced our owner reimbursement for Bonvoy redemption stays. Then he actually, what did he say? He was then directly asked about the letter that he said. Well, yes, I'm not going to give an official response. That's a matter between us and the owners, but maybe I'll reiterate what I said earlier. The success and financial strength of our owner and franchisee community is closely tied to Marriott's success. Given our asset-light model, we continue to work every day to address these issues. Okay, I think we're good there. So essentially, he just didn't want to tell us what he wrote to the letter to them. It'll probably come out eventually. So there you go. I mean, so look, it's cool. I say it before, I'm a Marriott fan simply because they're everywhere. Probably basically because of the SPG merger way back in the day. I think it was over 10 years ago now. I think while Bonvoy points might not be worth the most, I do think it's underrated that they share a common points partner in Chase and Marriott. It gives you a Chase and American Express, gives you a lot of different optionality. I think Chase is really good for earning points cheaply, and American Express, something like the Brilliant card, while it's too expensive for me, is a good card overall. The Ritz-Carlton card is a good card. So it lets you mix and match. So I'm glad to see them extend the partnership. I think that's one benefit that's really overlooked, the shared issuers. Now on to it. Yeah, they said refresh products. That's not too big of a surprise, I suppose you could say. I think many folks have wondered, when is Chase going to get their top tier card again? The Ritz-Carlton card is, I think it's either the Brilliant or the Ritz-Carlton are the ones I think are worth getting if you want some perks there. So I don't know why they wouldn't bring that one back. Best I can guess is it's generally some kind of agreement between both sides where Amex gets the higher end ones and Chase gets the more mid-tier, lower to mid-tier ones perhaps. But refresh products for sure. Again, I don't know that we're going to see them add anything crazy. It'll just be more coupons likely. I do think, however, given the rise in annual fees and folks' willingness to generally pay them or even charge them back to a business on the business side or what have you, I do think we'll see someone come out with basically the Centurion version of a chain card, meaning like there will be, there's $700 for the American card we just talked about. I think you'll see cards eventually get into the $1,500, $2,000 price range. It won't go up to the full $5,000 at first, but I do think that's the next step up. People will continue to have an appetite for paying these card fees for whatever reason. On the business side, I don't think it's too hard to just say I'm billing it back to a customer, or it's right. When I have annual fee cards, I put them on my taxes because I talk about credit cards. I couldn't tell if I'm supposed to or not, but I do. I would imagine many of my colleagues do as well. And I would imagine if you're a legit business owner, you would as well. I know there's a line item for like banking fees or something in TurboTax, and that's where I put it when I have annual fees, which is rare, but my Sapphire Reserve business will be going on my taxes this year. So I could see us doing something like that. I don't really have any crazy predictions because I don't see really too many innovative ideas. I think we're just again kind of stuck between I want to sell a bunch of stuff and I still want some level of exclusivity. The only real way to get that is to make it even more expensive. So I don't really know what else they could do at this point. It sounds like they may have gotten a little bit more favorable of terms as well, Marriott in this deal as well. So there's that. But again, if you're hoping for something from a Marriott card down below, let me know what. The biggest thing I could think of again is bring back the Ritz-Carlton card or a new version of it and just get that going again. I think that would be a decent compromise. But of course, it'd probably be like half the reason it's popular is because it's thanks to like $450. If it came back to life, it'd probably jump up to $550 or $650 for sure. But even then, it's possible. So there you have it. That is the news for this week. So of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. And of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on profitablecontent.com, which is of course the channel's blog, always linked down below for you, and on the channel homepage. We have news stories just like this, plenty of bank promotions, and on occasion some credit card offers as well. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you very soon this week.